Portugal at the age of 13 from Angola, then to the U.S. in 9th grade. At the line, missing there. Here comes Martin. And Aberdeen tries to crowbar his way inside. Gators have won 8 in a row. They have not lost in March. They are 8-0 in this month. Martin making a move outside. Hawk, a three, puts it down.
Very close though on that one. Very close.
Hawk will maneuver on Geronimo. Martin tries to go. No, spoon feeds.
And it makes you talk and communicate. Ball. No. Good block out. Sampson lucky he pulled the shirt. Got away with it.
They are 3 of 14 from three-point line. The catch and a layup for Houck.
And Raph, the first time we've seen that stuff, they're getting whatever they want.
And that it was Ball, too, who doesn't like to go right. They read it beautifully.
Martin moving without the ball. They hand it to him with 15 to shoot. Clayton. And that joker is all nylon. We approach 8 minutes to play in regulation. Two-time defending champions in front, 52-48 against the #1 seed in the West.
They love that
high-low action.
Yeah, the Horns look into this action.
They're band fighting good inside.
Clayton. He buries it.
He doesn't go away this
game. 1 seed in the West. And the Gators control the tip.
Nickel and Grant Hill right now. Norfolk State goes a little minute.
Robert Jones likes to mix it up, man-to-man zone, a 2-3 action, but you gotta block out against the size and strength of the Gator bigs.
Martin, they double-team him, the transfer from Florida Atlantic. Unlimited range for Walter. And he banks it in over Handlogton.
And Raph, they're going right at those big guys.
They are.
6 points off the bench. Easy answer and one for
in December. Now Zakai Ziegler getting in on the act. And again, it's down to 5.
A terrific job stopping short and cutting right to the rim. Beautiful.
Still an eternity left in this game.
Now Milicic on Elijah Martin. Now they switch off.
Clayton a good look. Hits it. Martin deflects it and then takes it away. Elijah Martin to Clayton.
Good pass.
Right back out to a wide open Clayton who knocks down the
that little floater, especially from Mark Sears. He's so good at it. Usually that's not a high value shot, but in this game it's going to be available.
Clayton open. Got it.
Our Gators this year have scored 20 or more points in a game. And that's impressive. And the road wins they've had is what's been amazing to me. I mean, they've beaten 2 #1 teams this year. And they've had great road wins at Auburn, at Alabama. They won at Mississippi State. It's not easy to win in Starkville.
The 2 #1 wins at Auburn. Banked home.
Aberdeen, as good of a guard 4 or 5 players that you'll see in the country on one team.
The most dangerous aspect of the Gators is their depth and the quality of it. Backdoor move. Martin spins in there, lost the ball. It's recovered by Chignalu. And hustles back. He will not get there. Great effort by Grill. It's down to 4. Alley-oop. Martin. Oh, that's how to answer.
That you have to have against this Gator squad this year.
Well, Houck plays a lot bigger than his actual size. Condon is a 7-footer, and Handlogton is over 7 feet. This is just a case of they just don't have the size or muscle to back the Gators down. Look, they don't have,
which is important for them down the stretch of the season.
2 top 10 wins for Ole Miss this season, the first time since 01-02. Condon back on the floor with 4 fouls, knocks down the triple.
Games from 3 of 19. That's his 4th one.
Nelson turns it over. Florida
Looking to get out and run. Condon, a slam, 5 quick points.
So concerned about Mark Sears. If you fall asleep under the bucket, Alabama is going to take advantage of it.
Condon nails the 3. That's his.
Well, I didn't think we were going to get into the 90s, but maybe we will. Taylor's floater rims out, and it's rebounded by Alex Condon. What do you think of this Florida backcourt?
I love this Florida backcourt. I think this is one of the best backcourts in the country. It's so many out there, but when you get 3 guys that can do it, and you add in.
Rebound by Micah Handlogton. Aberdeen for 3. Another offensive rebound. And the floater goes for Klobuchar.
Too many chances for Florida right there. They will make you pay.
For the sophomore, he's got a new career high 17, plus the 11 boards. So that is, you got a pair of Gators with double doubles.
And again, the Gators want to keep pushing the tempo. Yes, they're up big, but there's 3 minutes left, and this is what
he said. We have to maintain our edge. We don't have a bunch of 5-stars on this roster. We recruited the mid-major level to get to where we are. I came from San Francisco, a mid-major program. We have to maintain that edge, and the question is, can we, starting tonight?
And coaches are always looking for an edge.
Select director, commitment to name, image, and likeness. Ugasuk off the mark. They're recruiting at a high level. You expect them to be active in the portal in the offseason. Guess who? 77-54. Pringle turns it over. Richard, Martin, Chinelu.
Golden pointed out to us when they looked at the scout for Vanderbilt. They said, we cannot allow Tyler Nickel to hit 3 and 4 threes in this game.
Well, that was a possession that was created off the offensive rebound. And the best time to shoot an open 3-pointer is going to be after that second chance opportunity on the O boards.
Chinelu, that is often packed to the brim, and it is again tonight. Over 10,000 on hand. Home run pass to Condon, and lays it home. Game. That's why he's missing the game tonight with that ankle. Just their 3rd loss of the season, and it came on the road against the best defense in the country. Richard a 3, ties it at 38. MJ Collins Jr. high off the window, won't go. Tanner fighting for it. Here comes Martin. Will Richard downtown.
It's a 3rd foul on Demery. They had Godfrey get into early foul trouble in the first half. He's got 3.
I don't know how Asa Newell keeps ending up on Clayton in a mismatch. And that's what happens.
And that's the other part of kind of contact. He is so valuable on the floor. $20-point game. Florida trying to make it 12 in a row against this Georgia program.
Clayton, nifty move up
in the second half. Second straight game.
Yeah.
Well, that's just miscommunication.
Richard thought about a pass, takes the 3.
6'2" guard out of Fort Mill, South Carolina, right, measuring a 3. Short, long rebound, scooped up by Martin. Ahead, Aberdeen flying in transition and gets the easy basket for the Gators. Now for Davis, the pride of Orangeburg, South Carolina. Richards had the hot hand. Defers to Martin. 5 to shoot. Martin pivots. Kick out. Late shot 3. Aberdeen gets a friendly bounce.
Your role in any situation. And as that role shifts, it's up to you to figure out what the limitations are.
I actually called that game last year, Arkansas at Florida, and Florida just got all over them. Yeah, ran no offense, just jumped up and made a shot. That's the danger. I talked about Kaluma, Mark, certainly Johnson, Pope. They can all go get their own, man, and go on an 8-9-0 run all by themselves.
Luma was at Creighton for a couple of years, played on an Elite 8 team. Another easy rim run.
And they will have to have their A game.
Mark, the lefty, gets spun around Not sure he got the rim, but regardless, Florida comes out with it. Aluma's playing with 3. Dump off to Condon. And no look in the left. That is big.
And already 26 of ESPN's top 100 guys, seniors in high school right now, have committed to the SEC. That's more than any other league. So that string of talent continues to flood into this SEC.
And tough shot. Missed it. Gets his own rebound. Blocked from behind. I think Martin got that one. Now Martin going to lead the break. Alley-oop to Condon! Rocks!
If it happens that you do got to get it to, you just need points and then quick foul.
Condon posting. Gets it. Condon finds Martin. Back to Condon. Lay-in. 6.8 on the clock.
I mean, that's wide open. I mean, you got to make wide open shots, but
great pass. Condon had it and laid it up and in. Good look as he sees.
And it's back to 7. There is plenty of time for Florida. They've gotten some good action off that little fade up top. Two-man game, Martin and Hauk. And how about Hauk showing some...
to be a threat on the offensive end.
Oh, here we go. Look out. Richard on the break. Hitting tee here from Howell. Gregor passed a flyby. Clapchar trying to get in the rhythm. You bet.
Against the Florida length. Litteris, half hook, barely scrapes the rim. A run out. Watch out.
Fantastic. Sadly, it was around the COVID time, so he didn't get a chance to really show off his talent until staff members saw him working out, and with that mismatch sometimes means you're not going to score off the first one.
Rebound Chenyolu. Ahead to Martin. Richard. Sidestep 3. He got it.
The weak side boards. Sometimes a dunk like that can be worth more than 2 points. Let's see if it helps North Carolina get going.
Well, you bet you Richard will launch another one. What a great looking shot coming off the hand. Jackson. Here's Cadeau. It was in and out, man. It was in the cylinder. At times here so far in the first half, the Heels can't buy a basket. They're 0 for 8 from 3. Martin again gives it up very unselfishly for the swish by position. Davis again. He'll penetrate and shovel, but it's going to be tipped and picked off by Martin. Martin giving it up to scoop up around by Aberdeen, who's been a couple of those plays. This is a one-point contest. That was in the blink of an eye. This is what Todd Gold was talking about before the game, when he feared the quickness, the speed of North Carolina. It was vacant in the first half. It's on display in the second. Out to let fly and swish in a triple.
On the deck again, won by Clayton. Launches a 3. Condon with a finish. And Bobby Hurley's about to... Came in averaging 9.5 a game. Clayton, that's a long 3, and it's perfect. Wow. Miller, right down the lane, and Chenyolu disrupted that. Miller left it just a fraction short.
That's the one if you're Miller. Walter Clayton right back at you in the counter. Good point here for Arizona State. You're going to have to run some offense. Don't get out of your structure, or the run will continue for Florida.
Alexis beats everybody down the floor.
I think they're going to have to try to pick up a little bit more defensive intensity. They're playing on their heels as Florida is playing in transition. Pick them up a little bit more at half court, force something else to happen to turn them in the opposite direction so they can play against a set defense in the half court.
That'll be goaltending. John Phillips. Jihad. Boy, entry pass taken away by Clayton. Here the Gators are. 4-on-2 run out. Alley-oop. And another dunk.
Beautiful ball. Murray gets around Clayton. Just the second bench basket for Virginia. Condon three.
Wichita State's got to get back. Shovel it to Richard. Puts it up. That's strong. But Condon clears it. He tries one for three. Bounces in.
Got to get time.
A pretty high-level battle. This felt like it was certainly going to be the main event of our two semifinal battles today. Wake Forest out of the ACC and the 18th ranked Gators out of the SEC. They meet for the second year in a row. Last year, Wake got him in the challenge game. Chinyelu to the rim, and Martins that are absolutely projected to be in the top half and upper echelon of their respective leagues. Alijah Martin just took that one away from Hildreth. Clayton, transition three.
Shot clock at 3. Fade and fire. And it pops out of there. Richard had the rebound. A strip, a loose ball. And the scrum is won by Florida. Ahead of the pack, it's Condon. And the Aussie banks it home. Wide open 3. That came off funny. And there is Houck on another rebound.
Martin, 3 ball.
Sets up Houck. He delivers from downtown. SEC hoops on a Friday night before a big football contest for Florida tomorrow against the Ole Miss Rebels. That was set up by the offensive rebound. Time of year.
Do you have a pair of shoes like Alexis?
They're on order.
Yeah,
they're on order. I asked for extra neon. Now it's Aberdeen.
Question mark about Elliott and his health moving forward.
How? All
pivot foot bends off. Burnside almost got that in. Again, eyes
there
always
it is.
up, and it's out.
Forward.
And you always know where he is.
Always know where he is, yep. That baseline spin is definitely, I mean, no one did it better than DeMarcus Cousins in the SEC.
Now extends his ring. Rattler's wrong.
Great pass. Man, I love that look early, look opposite.
Oh, what a great pass by
Return
Martin.
gives. Clayton sticks it. The connect.
Always good to see you, my friend. We'll see you.
Yeah, man.
We'll do a game together in late December when Stetson comes to town. Look forward to that.
Here's one thing that I also want to mention that I don't think fans necessarily have a great appreciation for.
Takes care of that. The turnaround jumper from the baseline by Alir Malouf, freshman from Baldwin, Pennsylvania.
And it's by committee. I mean, if the ball moves, this team is really connected. They've got to get stops and get out in transition.
Gators now hit 4 shots
out there earlier on in the league. I think this affects some of these teams that we're talking about. It affects the Gators, some of those that are trying to get back into the dance. It affects the Demon Deacons that have struggled to get in. Like it affects these teams that are trying to make runs to get into the NCAA tournament.
15 to the first 2, including 15 against the Rebels the other night. Clayton a 3. Reset Martin. That's a good look. Bottom. Richard doesn't have numbers. Will take it all the way. Dances off. Martin saves it back to Richard. And 1. Great piece of offense. A dime from big to big. Continue to settle in that zone. Martin, extra pass for Clayton. Patient drive. Chinyelu up and under. Former assistant for the Gators, Todd Golden, begins his 3rd year. Ruben Chinyelu wins the tip against Stefan Payne, and we are underway. As you can imagine, Florida in white, Jacksonville in green. Here's one of the newest skaters, Elijah Martin, to Chinyelu. Dodges the defender and lays it in transition. A little bit better job. Gators attack the pick and roll. Condon, a deflection. Richard, strong take, gets the roll. Working specifically even more on his defense and that court vision that Mark talked about. Big takeaway. Another long lead. Richard, the slam. Clayton. Clayton in an early three. He's been silent since.
For a pretty unprecedented 3 consecutive titles. Sonny, they lost a whole bunch of players of the draft. That happened the prior year as well. And
I'll say no, they can't.
Yeah.
Okay, let's throw it out there. No, they can't.
Incredibly difficult, by the way, to do that. This Condon on the baseline.
Out front and try to challenge a guy that's probably quicker than you. You get beat off the dribble, knowing behind it season.
Condon screen and roll, nicely done. He's into double figures. Williams goes by him, knocked away. Martin comes up with it. Martin to Richard. Richard got it, and the foul.